Hey everybody, this is dHunter bringing another action figure collection video. This is going to be episode 4 of my complete unopened Batman action figure collection. This is going to be featuring the Kenner Batman Returns collection. I believe I have all of the figures, both regular and deluxe, but I don't have all the vehicles, nor do I have the Batcave unopened. In this video, we'll take a look at each of the figures. We'll take a look at what I actually have open from this collection. If you're interested in seeing my entire unopened Batman collection, check out episode 1, the overview. There will be a link in the description below. Before we dig into this video, let's take a quick look at my overall action figure collection. Here's when I had everything laid out in the house. So I think I've finally done it. I've unpacked all of the figures. As you can see here, we have the Diamond Select Toys Gotham collection. Here's a bunch of my Mezco unopened figures. Some more Mattel stuff. Here's the Legends of the Dark Knight line. This is the Batman Power Attack line. Sort of Batman Unlimited. All my Justice League Unlimited stuff. This is the entire DC Direct and DC Collectibles Arkham collection. Mattel's 1966 line. DC Superhero Girls. All the different NECA Batman figures. Some Target exclusive line. All the amazing Yamaguchi figures back there. Some Spin Master stuff. The Mattel Batman Missions line. Of course, in the very back, it's my entire comic collection with all the recent McFarlane releases in front. And above that, got a bunch of DC Direct and Mattel figures in the last several years. Moving on, pretty much the entire Mattel's The Batman line. Back here in the back, got my SH Figure Arts Batman figures. This side, we've got all the different Mattel Dark Knight Rises, Batman Begins figures. Massive amount of piles. Back here we've got the DC Collectibles Batman the Animated Series figures, and a lot of them are on top as well. Can't wait to get to that video. That one and the Arkham collection and DC Universe Classics. Some videos I'm really excited to do. Here are the Mattel figures. I can see the Batman Legacy, Batman Unlimited. It goes all the way from the original Batman line. Here's the Batmobile. And it's going to go all the way to DC Superheroes, DC Universe Classics, and Multiverse. A ton of figures. Great era with Mattel. Fun stuff. But I do like what McFarlane's doing. But I do miss these days, that's for sure. Going back to Kenner and Hasbro, ton of Batman Beyond, Batman the Animated Series stuff. I mean, that just seemed endless to go through, my word. Look at these piles of unopened figures. Batman Animated Series continues all the way back here. Absolute ton of stuff just stacked up. On top of this table here, got all the Mafex figures and a bunch of one-offs. Some Hasbro. Some McFarlane, or Mattel rather, anniversary figures, amazing Yamaguchi, Kia Asima, all kind of different import type stuff. Then we've got JLA and Total Justice figures. And then on to all the rest of the DC Direct stuff. Bunch of DC Direct Batman related figures. Some more chill in the back here. And I filled up all these shelves temporarily, just storing all these DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And it's almost done. Here's the Mattel Batman Brave and the Bold line. I did not realize how extensive that got. And a ton more Brave and the Bold down here. Moving on again. Some old Toy Biz, Super Friends, and DC Superhero figures. Leading into the Dark Knight collection. Then we'll go to the Batman Returns figures. And then, of course, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, a bunch of different Bat caves, and some more animated stuff in the back there. So these are all the figures from the first part of Wave 1. Quite a bit more figures in the Dark Knight collection. I think once Kenner realized what hot stuff the Batman movie franchise is going to be, and how well the Batman toys sold with all the Batmania of 1989, they upped their game for Batman Returns. This is the first half of Wave 1, and I say that because of what's on their card backs. But these figures here are also part of Wave 1. I believe they came out a little bit after the first assortment. Their card backs are different and show more figures. And now back to the first part of Wave 1. I think I have to break this down to less figures to do the first segment. I'm going to focus on just the Batman variants. So I decided to break down this first wave into 3 different parts. I'm going to start off with the first many figures that have the same card back. And then there's, I think, 4 that have a little bit of a different card back. And then we have Series 2. But to make things a little bit simpler for me, I took just the Bat variants that have the original card back and put them out here first. We have Skywinch Batman, Air Attack Batman, Shadow Wing Batman, Deep Dive Batman, Thunder Whip Batman, Arctic Batman, and Power Wing Batman. Some of these guys are getting to be pretty ridiculous. Air Attack Batman with those camo colors, Deep Dive Batman with the neon yellow. It's a little much. As a kid, I'm pretty sure I had Skywinch Batman, Air Attack Batman, Shadow Wing Batman, Deep Dive Batman, and Arctic Batman. Not sure about the other guys. I do see quite a bit of reuse from Kenner's The Dark Knight collection, and some straight up re-releases. It does appear every Batman to be on the same mold from the Dark Knight collection. And you know what? That's okay, because the Batman suit was pretty similar in Batman Returns. I don't necessarily expect a figure this basic to catch those slight differences. So let's check out the packaging. As you can see, Batman Returns at the top, ages 4+. It's not a Batman movie picture, it's sort of drawn in the aesthetic of the film. Skywinch Batman, Batarang Winch reels criminals in. You can see he has a sort of missile launcher with a rope attached. I love the color scheme of this Batman. Dark blue and gray, just like the comics. The backside, at the top, a little example of how to use the accessory. Then we have this checklist here, and it's kind of interesting. The first 11 or so figures have the same checklist on the back, and there's some figures missing. For example, I don't see Catwoman at all, and you'd think her being one of the major villains in the film should be on the card back. But we have Robin here, for example, and when that figure came out, he was part of the, 4 figures or so that had a different checklist on the back. Just kind of odd. I'm not sure how these figures dropped way back when, as of course I don't remember. Bunch of different vehicles here. I do notice that the Batmobile and the Batwing and the Bat ski jet thing are all missing. And we have the Batcave Wayne Manor playset. Now let's look at Air Attack Batman. He has these camo colors, which are kind of ridiculous. That glider is pretty cool though. Camouflage artillery gear. Air Attack Batman. Backside, exact same checklist. All these guys are going to have the same checklist on the back. Here is Shadow Wing Batman. His arms extend and he's able to glide. In Batman Returns he actually did glide. This figure is originally in the Dark Knight collection where he didn't glide, but I think it's very appropriate re-release. Backside, you can see the instructions of how to do it, and the same checklist. Then we have Deep Dive Batman with torpedo launching scuba gear. He has this large accessory and it's pretty cool. Some armor for him. Not bad. The coloring though definitely bothers me. That neon yellow sort of highlighter color. Backside, some instructions on his accessory. Then the same checklist. Next we have Thunder Whip Batman. This is definitely more re-release from the Dark Knight collection. Thunder Whip Batman with turbo weapon spinning arm. Same accessory. It was sort of copper with the Dark Knight collection. It's purple this time. Backside, little instructions on his accessory and the checklist. Now we have Arctic Batman, one of the first sort of snow or ice Batman figures they ever made, with polar armor and ice buster weapon, some armor and a missile launcher, suit done in white, and they definitely do this to death in the different lines. Instructions on his accessory and the checklist. And we have Power Wing Batman. There was a pretty short Power Wing Batman in the Dark Knight collection as well. He's sort of, I don't know, copper colored, has kind of his glider thing with a missile launcher. Firing wing can hang upside down. Backside we have the instructions for his accessory and the same checklist. And in this wave, Thunder Whip Batman was straight up re-release from the Dark Knight collection. The accessory is just slightly different colored. So was Power Wing Batman. The accessory and the figure were just repainted. And the same with Shadow Wing Batman, which I must say is a personal favorite. And this Sky Winch Batman, it's a straight re-release, although they changed the name from Iron Winch Batman. Now here are the next 4 figures that are part of the first assortment and have the same card backs as the Batman variants. We have Bruce Wayne, the Penguin, Penguin Commandos, and Catwoman. I definitely had all 4 of these as a kid. Very fortunate my parents were conscientious enough to get me the different characters and the villains. So let's take a look at them. This is Bruce Wayne with quick change Batman armor. Here he is in the package. He has the armor that sort of snaps on top of Bruce Wayne in civilian attire. Doesn't look too much like Michael Keaton. I mean, the eyebrows, the hair, the turtleneck. Sure, the armor would always look pretty bad, a little bit bulky on top of the civilian body. On the back, you can see Bruce Wayne and Batman with and without the armor on, and it's the same checklist as the other figures. Then we have the Penguin, arguably the main villain of the film. You can see my card back, very bent, damaged, beat up. Not super happy about that. With blast off umbrella launcher. So here's the package. Comes with this umbrella missile launcher. It can function as a regular umbrella, which is pretty cool. Now look at the figure. He looks almost like a re-release from the Superpowers or DC Comics wave. Doesn't look anything like Danny DeVito from the film. I think they were scared of that sort of darker image. He looks more like Penguin from the 1966 show than from Batman Returns. The backside, you can see instructions on his accessory, and once again, it's the same checklist. Here are the Penguin Commandos with mind control gear and firing missile. Now, I absolutely love having henchmen for your criminal masterminds. We got Bob the Goon with the Joker from Batman 1999, and now we have some actual penguins for the Penguin. Sounds ridiculous, but it's a thing. It actually happened in the film. As a kid, I had 1 set of these. As an adult, I've got this set unopened, and I believe I've got 3 sets that are open, giving 6 penguins to work for my Penguin. Backside, you can see how their accessories work. Pretty simple and self-explanatory, and it's the same checklist. Now, of course, I can't think of a single comic where Penguin actually used penguins, and I'm sure it's out there. He typically has regular thugs or henchmen. And here's Catwoman, probably my favorite villain in the film. Catwoman with whipping arm action and taser gun. Now, the taser gun, kind of ridiculous, giant missile launcher. Then she has her whip. You could sort of pull her arm up, snap it forward to do whipping action. Pretty cool. She doesn't look bad, kind of basic. I like the way she looks though. A lot of nostalgia looking at this. She's got the stitching on her suit, very subtle. On the backside, you can see an example of how her action feature and accessory work. And I find it very odd. Here's Catwoman, part of the same assortment, but nowhere on the back is Catwoman. You would definitely think she would be there, being one of the main villains of the film. Just find that very odd. And then from this series, Bruce Wayne is a straight-up re-release from the Dark Knight collection as well. Here's what I've somehow convinced my head is the second half of Series 1. These are definitely part of Series 1, but the card backs are different. Might actually have gone down that way, but that's kind of how I'm thinking in my head. We have Crime Attack Batman, Arrow Strike Batman, Laser Batman, and Robin. Now the weird thing about Robin, that is totally a Tim Drake Robin there. I was big into the comics in the 90s. Nightfall's going on, all kind of cool stuff. Tim Drake was always my Robin, and that is definitely him. The weird thing is, Robin was not in Batman or Batman Returns in any way, shape, or form, but I absolutely loved having that figure as a kid. I think it's really cool they add him in there, although it makes pretty much no sense. So let's take a look at him. Crime Attack Batman, that sounds pretty familiar from the Dark Knight collection, with Firing Claw and Batarang. Little missile launcher there. Fires both a missile, the claw, and the Batarang. Batman in a black suit. Looks pretty familiar once again. The backside here, the checklist has changed. Robin is not on there anymore. The vehicles have additions. You can see the Batmobile and the Bat Missile. That's very cool. That thing is very, very sought after. I wish I had one of those that still functioned. It was complete. Fantastic. They added the Batman sort of ski boat thing. I don't see the Batwing back here, but it was definitely released in a Batman Returns box, re-released. They also added these electronic figures here. Here's some instructions how to use accessories, although it's pretty self-explanatory. I see here at the bottom there's an advertisement for Batman the Animated Series figures coming in 1993. Very good time for Batman fans and collectors. Then we've got Arrow Strike Batman with ultrasonic armor and firing rocket. He's got that gold color, very similar to Tech Shield Batman. Backside, you can see how his armor and missile launcher work. Then there's Laser Batman with missile firing radar dish. Pretty odd accessory, kind of cool. Definitely a new sculpted body. You can see the sort of woven suit. I don't even know how to explain it. It looks very odd. Kind of puffy, kind of comfy. Back, there's instructions for his accessories. And once again, it's the same card back, although done a little bit differently, in different order. I noticed the Batmobile and Batmissile are up here now. Pretty cool stuff. Lot of vehicles for this thing. Then, of course, we have Robin in his traditional Tim Drake costume. You can see that R there. The cape yellow on the inside, black on the outside. Very cool. I had a lot of hours of playtime with this figure. He comes with launching grappling hook. Grappling hook to attach to his back had a rope, just like in the picture here. On the back, here are instructions for his accessory. I did notice there's a Batman in Series 2 that comes with the exact same accessory. Once again, a lot of cool stuff in the card back. They even made his own vehicle for Robin there. And for this grouping, Crime Attack Batman was also a straight-up re-release, but one that makes sense. Classic black suit Batman. Here is Series 2, and it's kind of odd, only 3 figures in Series 2, because there were a good 15 or so in Series 1. That's kind of why I think Series 1 must have been broken down into different sort of segments. I can't imagine they dropped 15 figures at once, and then only 3 later. But I have really no idea how it went down back in the 90s. So, we have Night Climber Batman. Notice this is a new Series 2 for Batman Returns, with quick climbing hook. He's got a pretty unique color scheme going on. That blue, the black, almost sort of camo in there. I like that quite a bit, actually. This is the figure that has the same accessory as Robin. On the back, there are the instructions for his accessory. And a different checklist, once again. Still don't see the Batwing on any of the checklists. Kind of interesting. And they actually took a bunch of stuff off here. We also have Jungle Tracker Batman. He's in green and black camo. Pretty interesting, with shoulder-mounted launcher. He's got a launcher attached to his waist and go over his shoulder, firing a missile. He also has a sort of a shield thing. Here are instructions on how to use his accessory. You can see all 3 figures from Series 2 on the back there. Finally, we have Hydrocharge Batman with Water Blast Missile. Very, very interesting. The backside here, instructions for his accessory. Looks like you can suck up some water and shoot water out with it. Now let's look at the regular deluxe figures. This appeared to be a Toys R Us exclusive line. We've got Bola Strike Batman, Polar Blast Batman, and Claw Climber Batman. Bola Strike Batman, as you can see, limited Toys R Us edition. Double barrel Bola missile, really fires. You can see him with his shield and missile launcher thing there. Backside, we have instructions how to get it set up, and then instructions how to use it. You can see him sort of trapping Penguin. Next we have the Polar Blast Batman. This is the second Arctic type Batman they've made in this wave. Giant glider, has movable wings and a capture hook. Backside, some instructions how to set it all up. And then you can see him in action. He's got the Penguin hook there. Big, big wings. And we've got Claw Climber Batman climbing up the wall there. Climbs like a bat. Wings, move, and missile fires. Backside, you can see it getting set up there. And you can see him climbing on the wall, sort of using that thing as a zip line. And it does look like Claw Climber Batman is re-released from the Dark Knight Collections Deluxe line. And then we have the even more deluxe line. This is the Action Activated Electronics Deluxe line. We've got Firebolt Batman and Rocket Blast Batman. The packaging is even bigger than the other deluxe figures, and these did not appear to be a Toys R Us exclusive. Firebolt Batman electronic action figure. 8 electronic weapon sounds. Deploy weapon to activate light and beam. 8 electronic sounds. Here's it getting set up. Here's a pretty large checklist on the back. Still don't see that Batwing anywhere. Then we've got Rocket Blast Batman. Deploy wings to activate blast off and laser sounds. Very similar to the other Batman. His arms will stretch out and he's got that cape he can sort of glide with. Back here you can see the stuff being attached. Here are the unopened Batman Returns vehicles that I have. Got Robin's jet foil, Batman's Skyblade, and Batman's laser blade cycle. Pretty cool vehicles, but I really wish I had some of the other vehicles. Most notably, I wish I had the Bat Missile, I wish I had the Batwing, I wish I had the Batman Ski Jet, I wish I had the Penguin's umbrella thing all unopened, and I also wish I had the Wayne Manor compound unopened. That would be pretty nice additions to the collection. But as it is, I've got these. Robin's jet foil, pretty cool little sort of glider thing for Robin to use. It's got his logo on it and everything. With fire ground level assault missile. Backside, you can kind of see how the whole thing works. Looks like you have Batman behind him. Then the checklist, pretty small here. Batman's laser blade cycle. Wings go up, turns into a cycle. I think the wings go down and convert into a fighter jet. Pretty sure I had this as a kid. Seems to bring a lot of memories back. Here's how it all works. I like that there. Pretty cool looking. And then there's the checklist again. Now, Batman Skyblade. Definitely reminiscent of the Batwing down here. It looks like it has sort of injection seat type thing. Launches Batman through the air. You can see the top as he's ejecting out, and it has a similar handle, but this overall vehicle is a lot smaller than the Batwing was. Backside here, you can see it moves. You can eject him out of there, and then he lands to catch Catwoman. And once again, the checklist. And while I don't have too many of the vehicles unopened, I do have a couple more of them loose. Here's the Batman Ski Jet, loose and complete. It was important to me to get all the vehicles that are actually in the film. it was probably more important that I get the Batman ski jet than the Batmobile, since I already had one incarnation of the 1989 Batmobile. This thing is too small for my figures, but it's a pretty nice background piece. I also have the Penguin's umbrella jet. This thing is too small for my Penguin figures, but getting a vehicle for Penguin is pretty much going to be a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I've also got the Batman Returns Wayne Manor compound loose. This thing can fold up and look like the Wayne Manor. It can also extend out to be both the Batcave and the Wayne Manor combined. It can flip around and be a couple more pieces of the Wayne Manor, as well as, I believe, what was originally supposed to be an Ace Chemicals set. Remember, this was originally supposed to come out with the Dark Knight collection. I love how on the computer screens you can see Penguin and Catwoman. It's customized specifically for this film. So that's my collection of Kenner Batman Returns figures. I believe I have all the actual action figures. I'm missing the majority of the vehicles and the playset. It's a very nice line, a ton of reuse for the Dark Knight collection, more than I even realized. And that Wayne Manor compound has been used time and time and time and time again. It's a cool set, but nowadays it feels very dated. Overall, I like what they did for Batman Returns, although the Penguin figure didn't really make a lot of sense. Neither did the Robin figure, although I love that figure. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The next video is going to be the Kenner Batman Forever collection, and that thing got even bigger than the Batman Returns collection. They instructed Joel Schumacher to make the film toyetic, and he sure did. So this is dHunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure collection and action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is dHunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.